Classics 107.9. Want to say good afternoon to our girl, Dr. Monique Gary. Good afternoon, Doc. How are you?
Hey, good afternoon. I'm fired up today. My fingers have been flying. I am just outraged.
You are fired up. And what we're talking about today is the WHO, the World Health Organization, who put out a story saying that asymptomatic people and catching the virus from such people is very rare. And you say what to that, Doc?
I say it's reckless and it's dangerous for them to do. So on Monday, one of their directors made a statement and she called asymptomatic transmissions very rare. And it was less than 24 hours later, they had to convene a special news conference to walk it back because we know that is not the case. We have closed schools, we have closed jobs. I mean, everything outside is shut down, right? All of outside, not because of the symptomatic spread, but because of the concerns about people who are not symptomatic taking it home to their loved ones and to people who are at higher risk. So how reckless are you to go on there and say, oh, well, asymptomatic transmission is rare? And I think it may have quite a bit to do with everyone's desire to reopen the public and to, make the public feel confident about reopening safely, and it's just not the case. And so when they walked it back, she said, well, I wasn't stating a policy of the World Health Organization or anything like that. We do know that some people who are asymptomatic or some people who do not have symptoms can transmit the virus. No kidding, right? And they're basically saying there's too much unknown about the virus and how it transmits. But there's two things I do want us to know is that the difference between asymptomatic and pre-symptomatic. Do you know the difference, Lady B?
I do not. Tell.
So here's the deal. Asymptomatic people are people who have the virus and will never demonstrate symptoms from it. They can pass it to their loved ones, and those loved ones may develop symptoms. So people who never get sick from the virus. This could be the majority of us before this is all said and done. Pre-symptomatic people are people who have the virus but don't have symptoms yet. So, these protesters, for example, 2 weeks from now, people who are starting to cough, have high fevers, they may be pre-symptomatic right now because they're not showing symptoms. And so you can't confuse your pre-symptomatic with your asymptomatic folks. The bottom line is people need to stay safe and they need to quarantine themselves if they've been around people who have had the possibility of coronavirus. And don't look at these beautiful pictures all over, the Washington Post and everywhere else that shows beautiful green grass and people having picnics. We all want to go outside. But if you have to go outside, you need to do so safely. You have to protect yourself, not only with personal protection and hand sanitizers and hand hygiene, but protect yourself from misinformation because it's so dangerous to read that the world's leading health organization says, oh, it's not that big a deal. Well, then what do we close up for? It is a big deal, and it's a big deal for us. In the black community, it is a huge deal. Difference between life and death, so don't read into it. Fake news, protect yourself.
You tapped on something. This is an economic decision. Mm-hmm. They're trying to justify opening a business again, and it is just not business as usual, as they say. Trust, this is not business as usual. There is nothing usual about what we're going through. There is a new norm, and we have to continue to be safe, especially in communities of color. This thing is still going to hit us hard. I heard you say earlier today, Dr. Mo, that emergency rooms are starting to fill up again in states that opened up a little too soon.
Yeah, you look at Houston, look at some places out in the Midwest, Vegas casinos are starting to open. Everybody really just has to be careful because this is what's going to happen each time we open up more things. So when we open up ballparks and we open up museums and movie theaters, what do you think is going to happen? It's going to start to uptick again. And so this is going to be through the summer probably. We're going to see these peaks and troughs where we want to make sure that we don't overwhelm our resources. That was the whole reason why we wanted to flatten the curve, was so that we didn't overwhelm our health systems and run out of medicine and run out of ventilators and run out of equipment. And so we can't all just rush outside. We got to be smart about this thing, and we have to protect ourselves and our community because we're getting hit hard, and we need to be looking ahead and strategizing beyond this. How are we going to have better health in our community? And if we're always the poster child for the pandemic and forget hit the worst, we're never going to have a chance to get ahead of our health. And that's where we need to start thinking. So be smart, everybody, because, you're not getting good information right now from the top. There's a lot of miscommunication about this from the very beginning, and we have to protect ourselves.
We need a doctor like you that cares about giving us this information every day. Dr. Monique Gary, thank you again so much, sis. You have a blessed Tuesday, and we look forward to hearing from you tomorrow.
All right. Love you guys. You can follow me on social media. I want to hear from everybody. Dr. Monique Gary, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, new YouTube channel as well. Take good care. We can do this. Love you guys. Bye.
Love you back. It's Classics 107.9. Let's pay these bills, and we'll be right back.